Dr. Bill Diamond here to talk about the third and final thing that top leaders all do and why you won't do them. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the first two videos. This third video is going to talk about the fact that top leaders, whatever the cost, whatever the pain, they move toward, they pay to, they get skin in the game to be around the best, the brightest, and most creative in their field. And you know, today there's a plentiful amount of free information, free training. This video is an example of some free information, and I enjoy free as well. But you know what? If you limit your continuing education to what you can find for free, you're never going to be at the top of your game. You're not going to get out of your comfort zone. You're not going to go to that conference. You're not going to take that class that costs several $1,000s. Brian Tracy puts it this way: you should invest 3% for the rest of your life into your career, into your development. So that means if you make $50,000 a year, you ought to invest $1,500. If you make $100,000, you ought to invest $3,000. And that's not easy, especially when budgets are tight. But I can tell you myself, for 2 years, I pulled cable TV and wrote my book. And then when I was published and in Barnes & Noble, I used that money that I saved to go to Europe to celebrate. There are sacrifices to be made, and I can tell you that if you put that 3% aside to better yourself, you won't be pulling back from those things you like to do for very long. A matter of fact, you're going to spend money to make money. Let me give you an example. Let's consider a gentleman, we'll call him George. George has been out of work for about 7 months. On average, George makes, and I'm going to pick a modest amount, $5,000 a month. And after 7 months, George has been somebody that's lost $35,000. Now, George hears about the possibility of doing some career consulting, and yet the $2,000 sticker price is too much for him. Now, what will happen if George just continues along? Every month he'll lose $5,000 more. If he goes and gets some career assessment and counseling, some strategy, he will be putting out a little bit, getting a little bit further behind. But you know what? There's an excellent chance that that focus, that insight, that help, that emotional support will help him to get a job months earlier than if he didn't. Do the math again. Every month he's out of work, it's $5,000. The cost for the career assessment is $2,000. But that's the circle of stagnation we often see. When people are only willing to go for free and not do whatever it takes to get themselves around the best and brightest in their field, the scenery never changes. I like what Jim Rohn says. He says, you are the average of your 5 closest friends. And I got to tell you, for some of you, that might be a scary thought. I've got some great friends. Some I want to become exactly like. Some maybe more of a cautionary tale. There's also a quote by Charlie Tremendous Jones that said, you're going to be the same person in 5 years except for the books you read and the people you meet. At the very least, invest in good books, not just the free ones. I like to read a book every 2 weeks, and you know what? That's doable for a lot of people if you turn off the TV. But you know, the average American only reads 6 books. So when I'm reading 25, 30, 40 books a year, and I'm going up against another consultant that's read 10, guess what? I have the advantage. So I hope you'll consider the cost of getting skin in the game and doing whatever it takes to be at the top of your game. This is Dr. Bill Diamond. Until next time, have a great day, and I encourage you to do what top leaders do so you can have what top leaders have. Thanks much. We'll see you next time.